I hope everybody having a good day or had a good day at this point. You know, we're going to start this thing off like this. You know, I always tell my brothers, we like to make stars from birth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to introduce y'all to the pack, you know. The newest stars in the making. First, you know, we got good puppy. Good puppy. We got old Panama Jack. Panama Jack right here. Okay, what we did, we took a daughter of Michael Myers, bred her to Backdoor Little Joe. Got a daughter of Backdoor Little Joe, bred her to one of J.D. Hall's brothers, which is a double bred hog dog, you know. So a double bred hog on the top, Backdoor Little Joe in the middle, and Michael Myers on the bottom, which pretty much is all Red Boy Jocko Bolio. Red Boy Jocko Bolio. And this is Panama Jack right here. You're going to be seeing a lot of him in the future. Ain't the right puppy. Ain't the right puppy. Ain't the right puppy. Ain't the right puppy. What's up, puppy? What's up, puppy? Yeah. They got their worm medicine today. This one is named Racer. Got Racer right here. What's up, Racer, baby puppy? Yeah. Got Racer. And this little joker right here, his name Old Dan. His name Old Dan. I named him Old Dan because he looked like one of them dogs from with a red fern grove. It's a right puppy. Yeah, so I named him Old Dan. But yeah, pretty much, man, hot weather. You know, say it like I always said, keep the water fresh for these dogs. Out here today, we pretty much, they're supposed to get some rain today and tomorrow. So, you know, we may have a little break. Yesterday it was 114. Anime, sit down somewhere. Yesterday we was at 114 heat index. Today it's supposed to be a little cooler, but they, like I said, they're calling for rain today and tomorrow, so that'll be a little break. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing some. I got one dog over here I gotta go grab in a few minutes, so we're gonna get into that too. I'm trying to build his drive up, flirt polling wise. He runs the treadmill like a racehorse. He runs the bicycle like a racehorse. But he's a little iffy with the flirt pole when I first started messing with him. And that's just because, you know, you have to really start this at the same age as these puppies is that I got right here right now. You have to start that at that age and keep messing with them with it. You know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna do too much talking when I get out there with him. It's gonna be pretty much action, but I'm just gonna let him chase the flirt pole a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and see how he's doing with it. Let's go, puppy. Good boy, Fletcher. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Good boy, Fletcher. Yes. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy, Fletcher. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go, puppy. Get it, boy. Get it, boy. Get it. Let's go, Fletcher. Let's go, boy. Let's go, boy. Let's go, puppy. boy. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Roger, Roger. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, puppy. Good boy. Good. Here's a puppy. 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 Here's a puppy.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through.
Thank y'all for tuning back in to your favorite channel, Pelican Bay Dog Talk and News for the Day. Giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. You know, like I always tell you, some of my folk gonna like it, some of my folk not. You know, some of my folk not. But y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button like I always tell you. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Don't forget to drop down in the comments. Salute to all my brothers and sisters down in the chat. Yes, sir. I see y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Hope y'all like the video. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all had a great day. Salute to all the bulldoggers from one side of the country to the other side of the country, from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Let's get into that dog talk for the day. Now, we got a bunch of things to talk about, my brothers and sisters down in the chat. You know what I'm saying? First thing I'm going to talk about, brother asked me a few weeks ago or last week about the Joe D's champion Red Pirate. And I really didn't get into detail about it, but I want to say we're going to talk about some things right here. Red Pirate was pretty much a Tombstone Bolio dog, bred at his finest. And we're going to talk about genetics when it comes to champion Red Pirate, because if you look at the picture of champion Red Pirate, okay, look at this picture and just keep that in mind. Now we go into his third generation and we see champion Bobby Thrift Jr. Okay, champion Bobby Thrift Jr. is a black dog, damn near a pure Bolio dog. If you go into champion Bobby Thrift Jr.'s pedigree, you'll see that he's damn near a pure Bolio dog. Now, if you go to Red Pirate's father, which is Hollingsworth Prince, look at Hollingsworth Prince. He has more of the Tombstone look. He took more of the Tombstone look from the Tombstone Bolio cross, but his son Red Pirate took the Bolio look. He took the Bolio look. And if you ask me, coming down from a whole line of tight bred Bolio dogs, Red Pirate looks, more like Bolio than Bobby Thrift Jr. and the Bully Bob dog. And that just goes back to breeding, careful breeding, planning, breeding to the right dogs, you know what I'm saying? And, just careful breeding, and that's why I always say genetics. Genetics play a part. No matter if the dog is what it says off of in that pedigree, you're going to be able to see it in that dog. Whether that dog is a cold cur, a cold dog, a cur just by itself, or a super dog, if the dog is off of the pedigree that it's supposed to be off of, the genetics will show in that dog. You know what I'm saying? They will show in that dog. Now, before I get up out of here on Red Pirate, I will say again that Red Pirate comes off of some of the best Tombstone Bolio crosses, made. And, just my brothers who like to study pedigrees, study them pedigrees. Because, if you're going to look at the paper and you're going to go by it, you might as well study it and try to figure out, look beyond what you see. You got to look beyond what you see right there in front of you and try to figure that code out, like the Da Vinci Code. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that's, like how they say, it's more than meets the eye. You know what I'm saying? Look at that ped, and when you see certain dogs, you got to look past that, it just is what it is. It's hard to explain, but you got to do it, But when we talk about dogs in Red Pirate's pedigree, like champion Bobby Thrift Jr., we got to talk about other dogs that champion Bobby Thrift Jr., threw off. Great dogs, which is Abraham's Queen of Hearts. Now, when you look at Queen of Hearts' pedigree, you'll see that she's Bolio on top of Boomerang, but at the very bottom is maybe like a quarter or less. She's coming off of Grand Champion We Hunt, bred back to his sister, or his half sister rather. That's at the very quarter of Queen of Hearts pedigree in the fourth generation, But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the Eli dogs, you know what I'm saying? Like Bobby Thrift Jr. We're going to talk about a whole lot more Eli dogs in the future. This thing just getting started, just getting warmed up. I want to send a big shout out before I go any further to my brothers that be rocking with me in the chats, to my brothers that be rocking with me in the comments, to all my people that be just watching the videos in general. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my brother Hunt Down Kennels, City Boy Kennels, Liquid Lucky, M.R.R. Keith, M.R.R. Lionhead, Paris Jackson, D. Ross, Street Rossi, my brother Ed Volatin, Sister Mary that's rocking with us way from Ireland, You know what I'm saying? Supreme Excellence 1, shout out to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Mr. 216, Mayhem Kennels, High Key Lee, Eagle Fan, Uncle Willie. I see you, my brother. I see you. Yeah, salute to all the brothers, you know, that been rocking with me in the chats. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Brother Ben Brockington. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the brothers, man. And, you know, if I missed anybody, it wasn't on purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to write a lot of these names down so I wouldn't forget them during the broadcast or whatever. But salute to all my brothers, man. I appreciate all y'all. You know what I'm saying? PBK9's channel wouldn't be nothing without y'all. You know, so let's keep this thing going. When it comes to breeding, the more research I do and the more pedigrees I see, it's starting to look like I see a lot of great dogs are coming from inbred, scatterbred dogs. And let me explain that. You know, the dogs seem to be scatterbred when you look in the pedigree. Hold up. The dogs seem to be scatterbred when you look in the pedigree, but when you look at every dog in the pedigree that seems to be scatterbred, when you go to the fourth, most of the dogs are inbred, line bred. You know, you take 3 or 4 line bred, inbred dogs, you know, off tightly inbred lines, and you breed them together, you know, and what seems like a scatterbred is a bunch of great lines combined to make one great dog. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it might not be eye candy to the eyes when it comes to showing the pedigrees to people. And then again, it's, you know, it could be. You know, let me give you a quick example, or like some of the pairs I'm seeing. Okay, you know, JD Hall, he's predominantly Mayday dog with some buck in him, which will go back to Bolio. So that's Mayday, which is Red Boy Jocko Bolio. Okay, pure Red Boy Jocko Bolio, tight bred all the way down, all the way back to Yellow, and the dogs, you know, Mayday in them dogs. Okay, now with, say Mellow Yellow, she's tightly bred Big John dog. Okay, with nothing else in it but that. Okay, now say for instance I get an Eli dog with nothing but Eli stuff in it. Straight, tight bred Boudreaux stuff. All coming down off the Eli dog. Okay, now I get one more dog that's inbred off Jeep stuff. Straight inbred Jeep stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then you take those 4 dogs, all inbred, you know, and mix them together into that, you know, to that line. However you got to breed them, whether it's son, daughter, cousin, you just got to breed them. But you got 4 inbred lines to make a scatterbred line. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like, you know, brothers is getting some hellified dogs off that stuff. And one thing, we got to look at the pros and the cons of scatterbred. You know, we got to go back to things that's factual, things that we know as dog people. Like we all know you cannot kill a mixed breed dog puppies in the wild. We all know that. We know that no matter how much warmer they get, no matter how much it rain, no matter how much sun, long as the mama dog got somewhere to shelter her puppies at, I'm talking about a stray or something, long as she got somewhere to shelter her puppies, they will not die. Mutts don't die. It be the dogs that you want to keep in your yard, the purebred dogs, the full-blooded dogs. You know, they have more health problems. The immune system is weaker. All the inbreeding brings the immune system down. So that's why when we have shep nuts, what we call them, or mutts or mongrels or whatever, it's like no matter what, their puppies live. The whole litter lives. But you sit here and you try to take, you watch your pit bull day for day, minute for minute, and the puppy's dying in front of you day after day, and you can't figure out why. It ain't your fault, really. You know what I'm saying? It ain't your fault. It just the way the pendulum fell. All the tight inbreeding, it just the dog system is weak. All our dogs' immune systems are weak. You know, if it's not scatterbred. You know, and that goes back to me telling y'all brothers about how the Europeans breed the working dogs. It's about a big gene pool. It's not about the line breeding like we do here in America and the inbreeding. It's about getting all of the best dogs. So, an example wise, European breeding wise with the working dogs, it'll be like me taking Zebo dogs, Jeep dogs, Eli dogs, Red Boy dogs, all them dogs to combine and make one super dog. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing about it is, the goal don't stop. You make one breeding, but your goal may be a 10-year goal. It may be a long time goal, but you already got that goal in your head that this dog got to be created to a super dog. So you know right now, you're just making that Eli cross, okay? But in the future, you're going to be making the Red Boy cross. And in the future from that, you're going to be making the Jeep cross. See, in your head, you got a plan. Whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever, but you got a plan. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it is with them working dogs overseas. They don't concentrate on no 1, 2 dogs in a pedigree. You know what I'm saying? You want to see as many dogs in that pedigree as possible. That way you get a more healthier dog. You know, all of the bad traits are more likely to be washed away. You know what I'm saying? Because of the big gene pool. You know, because there's so many different chances that your dog can take genes from these other dogs. And hopefully you made breedings to dogs with good genes, you know. So when we breed these pits, the brothers who doing a lot of outbreeding, doing a lot of outcrossing, making a lot of, you know, scatterbred dogs, you know, I probably can get them up here on these shows and do some interviews, and I'm quite sure they'll say they have healthier litters, they have bigger litters, they have more attentive mother dogs. The mother dogs are more attentive to the puppies, more motherly to the puppies, you know, because a lot of mothers from the inbreeding dogs, you know, they're just so dog aggressive, they forget to turn it off. You know, I seen dogs that raise their puppies good, 1, 2, 3 weeks old. The moment them puppies start growling at each other, trying to fight each other, flips the mother dog out. Kills all the puppies, you know. So you have to raise that litter until they get about 3.5, 4 weeks old. Take them away from the mama, and then let them drink milk accordingly while you watching them. You know what I'm saying? I seen females that you had to hold down while the puppies drink milk off of them. You know, to make sure she didn't hurt the puppies, and it just comes from And not saying that it comes from this totally, you know, not saying it comes from this totally, but when we strive to make these souped up animals, you know, sometimes, you know, and we go against nature of breeding, you know, sometimes we get things that nature wouldn't make a mother dog do the things some of these pit bull mothers do. You know, in nature, the wolves and the you know, even though foxes aren't considered dogs, but, you know, the wolves and the canines and things like that, they don't do the things pit bull mothers do to their dogs due to nature. Nature keeps the inbreeding from happening so much. Although it does happen, it don't happen as much as we do it, you know, with the domesticated dog. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, while we all trying to get that best looking ped with the best dog to go with it as well, but we still like a nice ped. Ain't nothing like having a Mercedes-Benz with an engine that's dripping water out the tailpipe. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have a Mercedes that's going, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing like having top echelon with a top line engine in it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like having a Chevy with a, you know, I don't know what the blocks these boys running these days, but 454 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like having whatever you got, but that engine block running at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing like having a healthy dog, you know, and you want to make it easy on your half. You make it easy on your half by, you know, making your breedings right. That's why I'm not real big on brother and sister, same litter breeding. But I will do it because I did do it in the past and I will do it in the future. You know what I'm saying? I will do it in the future. But I'm not that big on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like with brother and sister, same litter breeding, I'm not really getting nothing different. You know? But that's why I say I will do it because I might just want the daddy and the mama. I might be trying to recreate the daddy and the mother, so boom. Whether they're brother and sister or not, breed them two together and I get more of them. But if my ultimate goal is to go above them, then a brother and sister won't get me above them. A brother and sister get me double them. But then again, at the same time, the way these genetics work and the way these genetics fall, it's gonna still pop up in there. It's gonna still pop up in there. Like my brother, Marcel just made a brother and sister breeding. His the daddy dog is a double hog. The mama dog is a double hog. Same litter. So, with that statement I just said that you're only gonna get double of the mama and double of the daddy when you make that breeding. But at the same time, the way genetics fall, you're gonna have a hog in there in the third or fourth pedigree 4 times. You know what I'm saying? So that I guess quadruples your chances on getting another dog exactly like hog, I would say. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that breeding thing, everybody got their own program. Only thing right about a breeding program is to make sure you got healthy puppies, make sure you take care of your puppies, and you got a healthy mama dog, and you happy at the end of the day. Now, my brothers down in the chat, and if I got any sisters down in the chat, my sisters down in the chat, ask y'all a quick question. We love Tudor's Dabo. We all know Tudor's Dabo is in everybody's pedigree damn near. We love Tudor's Dabo. But I want to ask y'all brothers something. You know what I'm saying? I always come up with a question, and I was told that I had some dumb questions one time. But we ain't gonna get into that. I want to ask y'all brothers, we always talk about Tudor's Dabo, but why do we fail to talk about Hubbard's Bounce? To my brothers who don't know who Hubbard's Bounce is Tudor's Dabo's father. We always put so much emphasis on Dabo, and I agree that he's a great dog. He's a great dog. But what about Hansel Bambi? She produced Tudor's Dabo. She produced Arizona Pete. She produced Champion Little. She produced Rascal. We never hear about that. I could say Hansel's Bambi, and you wouldn't know who I'm talking about when it comes to dog history. We just bring it out the blue. But you're going to know who Tudor's Dabo is when I say that name. Instantly, you'll know who that is. When I say Hubbard's Bounce, you wouldn't know who that is. Hubbard's Bounce and Hansel's Bambi, created Tudor's Dabo. Never get no recognition. Never give Bounce the recognition. Never give Bambi the recognition. But Dabo got it all. He don't got it all for being a great champion producer, but he just got it all for being in everybody's pedigree. One of the foundation dogs of the pretty much the modern day pit bull. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just giving it a little bit of dog history. We're going to keep that thing going. We got some dog news coming from, another thing I'm about to start doing, my brothers and sisters down in the chat. I'm about to start talking about dog news from around the world. We got our American dog bus. We're going to have our European dog bus. Whatever dog bus go down across the world, whatever dog news across the world, you know what I'm saying? I got to branch this and open this thing out like a flower. You know what I'm saying? Let it bloom. Can't just stay focused on the trauma and the hard times we having here in America when everybody having hard times. You know what I'm saying? And everybody going through different situations. So we got to focus on everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I will be having the world dog news instead of just kind of focusing on local stuff. All right, we ain't going to do too much talking about this next video. Let's just jump straight into it.
Brand new reporting tonight about a South Bend 5-year-old who almost died 2 weeks ago. This happened after a dog bit him.
Yeah, the 5-year-old's father tells me the boy was at his uncle's house on the west side. He was attempting to play with the dog when it attacked him, hurting him really bad too. I talked to the boy's father via Zoom about things every parent should know when it comes to pet and child safety. A warning to our viewers, some of the details and even some of the images in this report are graphic.
My son is outgoing, ambitious, talkative child. He's very intelligent, very smart.
Master Adrian Compton fights through anxiety and exhaustion as he boasts about his 5-year-old boy. He talked to me via Zoom from a hospital waiting room, waiting for good news involving his son.
So around approximately 9:30, 10 o'clock, I got a phone call from my god brother. And he told me that my son was found laying in a pool of blood.
But it's a dog attack, correct?
Affirmative. The child is having difficulty breathing. Medics are also en route.
Almost 2 weeks ago, Master Adrian Compton Jr. nearly died after a brutal dog attack while he was inside his uncle's home.
Be advised, the caller stating the dog is in the basement, unsure if it's contained.
Compton was down the street when he got word as to what happened.
I ran there. I don't have a vehicle, so I ran all the way there.
The pit bull ended up biting the boy in the face and neck, hitting some main arteries.
What? Memorial, no, we're en route.
Two police officers, they carried him to their car, their squad car, and they rushed him to the hospital because the ambulance wasn't there yet.
Dispatch Automatic 1, was this address changed?
Affirmative, it should have been 3301.
Correct, now we didn't get an update, so we went to 1300.
On arrival, he had no pulse.
While at Memorial, he would end up having a stroke on the right side of his brain, causing severe nerve damage to the left side of his body. He was then airlifted to Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis, where he's still recovering.
He's fighting. He's fighting. He's a warrior of God. He's fighting.
Tap your foot for Nana.
This video shows Compton Jr.'s slow and painful yet promising progress.
Can you do a thumbs up? Can you wave?
According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, dogs bite more than 4.5 million people in the United States every year. About 1 in 5 of those bitten require medical attention. The most common victims of dog bites are children, which is why Compton wanted to tell this story.
Now, when we slide on the other side of town, we got a vet tech busted for dog fighting. Vet tech busted for dog fighting, and vet tech busted for using their equipment for dog fighting. But let's get into it.
A veterinary technician set up a dog fighting yard on his Virginia property where he'd host brutal fights, federal prosecutors said. Carlos Warren, 49, of Rapidan, was also a spectator of the blood sport and attended dogfights where he'd show off his own fighting dogs, place bets on the canines, and offered his vet tech services, according to prosecutors and court documents. Specifically, Warren would treat dogs during fights, using medications and supplies he stole from his job, up until they lost or refused to fight, prosecutors said. Where he worked as a vet tech wasn't specified. Dogs that couldn't fight were executed by Warren, who would drown, electrocute, hang, shoot and strangle them, court documents said. Other times, he witnessed fellow dogfighters kill the animals by these means, according to a statement of facts filed in court January 19. On July 31, a federal judge sentenced Warren to 20 months in prison for conspiring to fight dogs and promoting dogfighting using interstate publications, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Virginia announced in a news release. His sentence will be followed by 3 years of supervised release, prosecutors said. During this time, he cannot own animals and must forfeit any licenses, certifications or authorizations allowing him to engage in veterinary care, according to the July 31 release. The defendant's certification and work as a veterinary technician, which he used to further these fights and promote the barbarous treatment of dogs, makes his crimes even more reprehensible, Assistant Attorney General Todd Kim, of the Justice Department's Environment and Natural Resources Division, said in a statement. McClatchy News contacted Virginia-based criminal defense attorney Mark Bailey Williams, who represents Warren, for comment on July 31 and didn't receive an immediate response. Prior to Warren's sentencing, Williams argued a sentence less than 2 years would be appropriate, noting his client demonstrated responsibility for his actions related to dogfighting and cooperated with the government, according to a sentencing memorandum. Williams drew comparisons to former NFL quarterback Michael Vick and wrote that, unlike his client, Vick, who received a sentence of only 23 months for similar crimes, did not accept responsibility for his crimes, the sentencing memo says.
And to my brothers and sisters that want to know where pit bulls are banned at across the world, this is an up-to-date map of all across the world pit bull bans. So check it out. Next, we're talking about a couple places across America that's lifting the pit bull ban up. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't going to do too much talking about it, but let's get into that video.
Of discussion at tonight's Lake Arthur Council meeting, the council voted whether to keep a decades-old ordinance that outlaws pit bulls. Jade Moore reports on their decision.
Until now, it was against town ordinance to own a pit bull in Lake Arthur, but due to the difficulty in identifying the specific breed, town officials say it was hard to enforce and could be costly.
As time evolved, they started crossbreeding them with boxers, with labs. Well, now all of a sudden, now you got a 10% pit bull. How do you prove that it's pit? You can do a DNA test. You know how much that would cost the city to DNA test every dog that we think is a pit bull? It would just been outrageous amount of money.
Last month, an ordinance was introduced to discuss rescinding the ordinance that bans the breed. And Wednesday, the council voted unanimously to do so. Now the town will rely on its leash law and vicious dog ordinance already in place.
If the officer goes on a call and determines it's vicious, that's his call to make.
In Lake Arthur, Jade Morrow, 7 News.
The pit bull ordinance is no longer effective immediately.
Now, when the brother asked a few weeks back, when he was asking about the Midnight Cowboy dogs going good with the yellow stuff, I don't know, but I know I looked into the pair. Midnight Cowboy has got Blind Billy in his 4th generation like 3 times. He's got Tudor Spike in his pedigree as well. He's got a little Rascal way in the back there. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to saying what I said just a little earlier in the video, that some of these great dogs that we see and heard of aren't coming off of dogs with only 2 or 3 dogs in the pedigree, all the way in the whole 4th generation, from 4, 3, 2, and 1. We don't see nothing but 2 or 3 dogs in the pedigree. A lot of the great dogs, you see them bred up different ways. And it just depends on who your favorite dogs is, what breeding style you're going with, who blueprint you're going to ride with, or, what you think made the most successful dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many dogs out there, so many different ways that they bred them, that we'll look at it this way and we'll say, okay, now Hummer was a great dog and Jeep was a great dog, but they got 2 different ways they was breeding. You know what I'm saying? The way both of them was bred. I'm just giving an example. You know what I'm saying? And we love, you love this dog and you love that dog, so you don't really know which breeding style to go with. One is scatterbred and the other one is line bred. And, then you got one over here, your favorite dog, and this dog over here is inbred. So there's so many different breeding programs or breeding ways for a lot of y'all favorite dogs. And it just goes back to, you got to do your own thing, your way, and that's all it is to it. Same way the brothers did back then, careful planning, but it was their way. You know what I'm saying? Their way. But let's keep this thing moving. Now, big shouts out to the brother TJ, you know what I'm saying, for dropping me the pic. This pic I'm about to show y'all brothers now, this is Sambo's mother. Okay, Sadie. This dog here is coming off a Jaguar, who I told y'all is the female that should be credited for making Champion Fatty. She should be credited. She's a pure, damn near pure Jeep dog. She don't get none of the credit when it comes to people speaking about that particular line. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's his Sambo's mother, Sadie. The thing about it, when Crossroad was getting out the game, He had several dogs up for sale. He had one directly off Mayday. He was selling for $5,000. He was selling Fatty for $5,000. He was selling, the smaller dogs. As far as these dogs were champions, but the dogs that weren't no champions or weren't no winners and stuff like that, he was selling for cheaper prices. He wanted, I want to say, either $2,500 or $5,000, somewhere in that area for Sadie as well. You know what I'm saying? He wanted that much for her as well. But we, instead of getting the mama dog, we got another daughter, which was Sambo Little Mate's sister. Now, Sambo Little Mate's sister looked just like Sadie. Sadie, Sadie was a great dog. I never really, great producer wise, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, she came off a pure Jeep female, bred back to a red boy male, a pure red boy male. And, made hellified dogs. Man, y'all hit that like button up, man. Y'all hit that like button up. Not enough people hit that like button up for the people that's watching this video right now. So let that like button tally up. My brothers and sisters out there in the chat that's watching the video that's not in the chat. Because a lot of my brothers just sit back and watch the video from afar. Salute to all y'all brothers that's watching it that's not in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all y'all brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? We can keep this thing moving. We're going to keep this thing moving. One thing about it, man, when it comes to these dogs, if you're really dealing with these dogs, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can fool up with the foolery, but at the end of the day, we're going to keep this thing stepping. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep this thing stepping. Ain't no use to waste no time on something that's already ran over. You know what I'm saying? Something that's already crushed. We going to keep stepping. Shout out to all my bulldoggers out there, man. Like I said, from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right. Shout out to all the bulldoggers. Let me see if I can come up with a story real quick before I get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Just straight off the dome. Off the dome. Let's see. Well, did I tell y'all about the time? Did I tell y'all about the time when we was at Crossroad House chilling, and we was doing a little show, and his landlord came down there. His landlord. We was back there. We had and the box done set up. The dogs was done in action. You know what I'm saying? The dogs was done in action. And next thing you know, we seen a 4-wheeler pull up. And we looked behind us, and I'm talking about within 10 feet. The landlord was out there, him and his wife, on a 4-wheeler. Eric say, shit. That woman started screaming. You know what I'm saying? The woman started screaming. The man was trying to keep his wife calm. She was like, I knew it. They fighting dogs. Everybody picked up their dogs, start going, dipping back to the cars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Eric handled the landlord situation. I ain't sure what happened with that, but that was some freaky, crazy shit that day, boy. You know what I'm saying? The landlord just rolled up down there and start going off. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of a damn show. But that, like I say, them was the 90s, man. Them was the 90s. Them was the days. Boy, look at here. As time go on, things change. Some things change for the worse. Some things change for the better. When it comes to the dogs, I guess we can say they change for the better. Because nobody wants to be in trouble or nobody wants to be in jail. You know what I'm saying? So, but these stories, man, we just give them to you how we give them to you. Some of them be factual. Some of the stuff is fictional. It is what it is. Some of the stuff is opinionated when it comes to news and different things. We just give it to you how we give it to you. Try to make sure the content is fresh. Try to make sure you stay getting new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Try to stay on top of the game. Try to stay on top of the subscribers. Try to stay one with everybody that's rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? try to stay on an eye-to-eye level with everybody that's rocking with. When I say that, I mean, you know, meet the people that's subscribing to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all drop down in them chats, you know, so we can meet each other. And when I go live and stuff like that, when I drop the links, y'all fellas can come up there, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about what you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna disrespect you, know, none of that. You know, you just come up there and talk about what you want to talk about. And actuality, my brothers, some of y'all brothers that watch my channel may not even have pit bulls. If you want to get up there and talk about your breed, whatever breed you running, I don't care if it's Shih Tzu, Poodle, or Cocker Spaniel. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about whatever breed you running, you know, hit me up and let me know, man. We support all breeds. One thing about it, you know what I'm saying? We support all breeds on this channel. But y'all stay safe out there, man. Y'all have a good day, good night. You know, productive day, productive night. Stay legal out there. Take care of them dogs from the north to the south, to the east, to the west, from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Peace.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your f***ing cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe.